Welcome back to the Sonic Boomers podcast and YouTube channel. I'm Pete.
And I'm Maureen.
And this is where we talk about the things that we pull off the top of our heads.
And sometimes out of somewhere else.
And we're wondering, are you a fan of American Idol? And will you be a fan of American Idol next season? Now, in all truth, I have to tell you, I don't watch the show. When Maureen puts it on, I flee to another TV somewhere else in the house and watch YouTube videos like ours. I can't watch this show anymore. I used to like it better when it was on Fox.
Okay.
ABC ruined this show as far as I'm concerned. I understand that it's doing pretty well in the ratings, but for me as a viewer, they have ruined that show.
So you think that they're jumping the shark?
For me, they jumped it a while ago.
Okay. Why don't you explain jumping the shark?
All right. Jumping the shark is that moment on a TV series where they do something that is so outrageously stupid that viewers flee.
Okay.
People stop watching. And this started with Happy Days, that they had a scene where Fonzie sailed over a shark, and viewers after that show were like, I am so done with this.
Okay.
They just stopped watching the show. So that's why it's called the jump the shark moment. And for me, Idol jumped the shark a long time ago. I know you still love it.
You know, I've been a fan off and on through the years. I won't say I've been faithful. I haven't watched every single season, every single episode. But there were it kind of ebbed and flowed for me. But the last few years, I've been a pretty avid fan. I've watched just about every episode.
And I'll tell you the things that I don't like about it. Okay. Number one, stop the sob stories. Okay. I really don't care that your father was hit by the milk truck on the county road out in front of your farm home in Iowa. I really don't care. And I don't think that there is a record producer, a recording studio, Columbia, Capitol, none of them care about your sob story. It's, are you marketable?
Right. It doesn't make you a better talent.
It doesn't make you a better talent, okay? It's a way to get votes on a TV show. It's a sympathy vote.
Right.
Okay? I really don't care about your sob story, okay? Don't want to hear it. But they continually do this. The other thing, the judges, Lionel Richie and whoever else is on there.
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Okay, look, I know you can sing. Okay, you are multimillionaires. You are successful recording artists in your own right. I don't need to hear you sing. I want to hear these kids sing. And I want to hear something more than, oh, dog, you blew me away on that. Oh, dog. Oh, that made me cry. Oh, that was so beautiful. You know, it reminded me of my grandpappy when I was growing up on the farm, and we used to go out and milk the cows, and my grandpa, I don't care. It's like, give these kids constructive criticism. Okay, Randy is a really good guy to do that.
Yes.
Because he's a musician, he's a record producer, he knows his stuff.
But he's not on there anymore.
He's not on there anymore.
Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul was maybe a good mentor, but she brought other issues to the show that I suspect are why she disappeared from the show for a time. I don't want to see you perform. I want to see the kids perform, and I want to see you as the mentor giving them some solid criticism. And I don't like the hokiness. They had the one where, what's his name, the country singer?
Luke Bryan?
He was late to the show. Or they pretended he was late to, they were in Hawaii or something. Remember, oh yeah, and can we stop can we stop the promotional destinations? Can we stop the Disney stuff? I mean, I know Disney owns the ABC television network. I get it. I understand as a former broadcaster, synergy, okay? Disney, we own a TV network. Let's use it to promote the crap out of Disney World and all your stuff. I don't care. I really don't care that that the show is coming. I'm going to start spitting soon.
I was going to say.
I don't care that the show is coming from Hawaii. I don't care that it's coming from Disney World or Epcot or anywhere else. So you get a nice backdrop. You get a cyclorama curtain and change it every week. Come on. Come on. So, I'm tired of all of the huckstering, the shameless promotion that goes on. That really has nothing to do with the talent contest.
Okay.
And my last point.
Okay.
I miss Simon Cowell.
Yes.
Everybody thinks that they can sing. And the truth is, most people cannot. And I used to love it when Simon Cowell was nasty. I mean, he made people cry. And I loved Simon Cowell. I remember that the one person was on, was like early in the show. Mm-hmm. And they were awful. They were god awful. And the contestant says, my friends tell me that I have a really good singing voice. And Simon Cowell says, well, your friends are deaf. And I love that. I was like, yeah, this guy freaking can't sing. What is he doing on the stage?
I'll tell you, that is one thing that I do miss from the earlier times to the later times, is they weed out all the bad seeds.
Yes.
And now you basically see the good ones. The talent isn't really the problem, because the pool of contestants that they're picking from now,
they're good,
are very, very good,
and the
makes
bad
it hard.
seeds really made it fun.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is I'm not saying you have to load it up, but it's good to see the contrast, and it, like you said, it made it fun. Like, remember that guy with She Bangs?
Yes.
I don't remember what the guy's name was.
Forgot his name,
but
I think it was Hong, something Hong.
Maybe, I don't know, but he was so bad that it kind of,
yes,
he didn't make it on the show, but it kind of launched a little bit of a career for him, being so bad.
He got his 15 minutes of fame.
That's exactly right. So if the talent is good on the show,
okay,
and that should make people want to watch, because you want to see some outstanding performances by people. So what is causing the jump the shark for me this season? And it's not just me. I thought I was just being grumpy.
Okay.
And then I went online.
As opposed to me, who is always grumpy.
And I'm the nice one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went on some of the Idol websites and the Facebook postings, and turns out I'm not alone. And the first strike this season seemed to be the night that they did the gospel Christian music genre was the theme for that night. Now, I'm Christian. I'm proud of it. I love Christian music. But I don't think it should have been part of the requirement for Idol. Now, if a contestant wants to sing a song out of their heart that fits the theme of the other nights that happens to be Christian or gospel, I have no problem with that.
Right.
My problem was them imposing this on the contestants, forcing them to choose a song that may or may not have even been their religious belief. And on that night, there was a heck of a lot of preachiness, of making it almost like a church revival night. And I didn't like it, and it turns out a lot of listeners didn't like it.
Yeah, you should not be pushing your religious beliefs down anybody's throat. It's not a show for that. Again, it's a talent contest.
Right. And gospel music is unique. It is personal. It is it's almost a prayer if done
Yes.
for the right reasons. And that's the problem. This was not the right reason. They were not being prayerfulness. Some of them may have, picked something that touched their heart, but they would not have necessarily done that music if it had not been imposed on them. And what if a contestant is not Christian? Maybe they're atheist. Maybe they're agnostic. That puts them at a disadvantage on a night like this. And I don't think that should be the case.
It takes them down a road where they necessarily don't want to go.
And I don't think that should have been the case. And a lot of online comments were things like, I go to church on Sundays. I don't need to have it on my TV.
Right, and point well taken.
So that to me, that whole night was strike one for this season.
And I remember you were annoyed about it.
Yeah.
Because I was, as I said, I was hiding back in the bedroom watching
microphone reviews.
So
much better than American Idol.
And Maureen came back and she's like, I think American Idol has jumped the shark. What is it with these gospel singers? It was gospel night. Like, nobody wants to see that. It was the first time I've ever seen you really visibly annoyed with that show.
Yes. I usually hide it pretty well. Okay, I said that was strike one.
Okay.
Strike two.
Strike two.
Taylor Swift night.
Okay.
Now
look, everybody loves Tay-Tay, okay? Everybody loves Tay-Tay, so don't be mad at us. Go.
Okay. Nobody is taking anything away from Taylor Swift. Right. She's an accomplished, successful musician, artist, singer. She has all the things.
Yeah. She's 6 feet tall and blonde. Come on.
The problem is her music is not that easy to sing. And it is very difficult for the contestants seem to find a lot of difficulty with it. They didn't admit it.
Yeah.
But the performances that night were kind of lackluster. And, American Idol is a 2-hour show. So what they did was they kept promoting Taylor Swift night, woohoo, Taylor Swift, everybody loves
Was Taylor on the show?
No.
Oh, what a ripoff.
No, well, they never said she was going to be.
Yeah, but now that would have been cool.
Yeah.
To have her come on and just...
They probably couldn't afford her. But at any rate...
Disney can afford anything.
At any rate, they were promoting the heck out of Taylor Swift night. When the night came, only the first half of the show were the Taylor Swift songs. The second half, they went off the rails and did just whatever the heck they felt like. It was nothing to do with Taylor Swift. So to me, that says that the producers realized that something wasn't working with this. And instead of doing a whole 2-hour show of Taylor Swift songs, they cut it in half. And that to me signaled strike two.
Okay. Now, there are rumors that Carrie Underwood is going to leave as a judge at the end of this season.
I have heard that.
Which is, and
it's
I think next week is the end of the show, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the judges have been criticized for being too complimentary, which goes along what I said
what you were saying,
at the onset.
Now, this past week, they brought in Paula Abdul and Randy.
Okay.
They brought them back as mentors, and they used Paula Abdul as a judge, as a guest judge.
Okay.
So I took it to be maybe they were feeling out the pulse of the audience to see would they be accepted if they came back, or have they burned that bridge. And to me, also that lends a little validity to the rumors that Carrie might be leaving.
When people start appearing out of the shadows, I always say change is coming.
It seems like it. Time will tell. They're not. They haven't come out and said yay or nay on this rumor, but to me, signs point to yes. Now, they also used a couple of guest judges throughout the season. One of them was Nikki Glaser. Now, I don't even know her that well, but she's a comedian.
I have no idea who she is. As I say, I would not know her if I fell over her.
But she's a comedian. She doesn't sing. She doesn't do music. She's never performed music.
Well, that makes you eminently qualified to judge a show about singing.
Exactly. So, I mean, she did the best she could. She was affable. People liked her. She had nice things to say and all. But I don't respect her opinion on something. If I want an expert opinion, I'm going to go to an expert.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to the doctor and take,
yes.
And ask them, what do they think of my guitar playing?
Look, I'm trying to make it as a singer professionally, but the fact that you fix farm tractors, tell me what you think.
So, that whole guest judge and the judging thing, that is a rat's nest to me.
Yeah. I don't even think that they should have guest judges. I think you should just have your judging team from day one,
right,
and stick with them through the show.
Well, they pretty much did. It was only a couple of shows that they brought in a guest, and I don't understand that. And the other thing I don't quite understand is if after the first couple of weeks, the audience at large, the viewers, cast the votes, and they're supposedly the ones selecting who goes on. Their function should be more of the mentor, of the constructive criticism, of coaching maybe. And
well, let me ask you this. Do you think that the American public should be judging this from square one? I mean, do they still show the people that like really suck?
No.
On the first?
Not too much.
Okay.
And this season, this is another one that there were a lot of changes this season that put all together it's not working. Yeah, I don't think
for you,
for me, and for a lot of people. When you read the comments online, I'm not alone. At the beginning couple of episodes, when they're narrowing down from like a huge number, hundreds of people, down to 20 or 12, then they go down and down. This year, they didn't show full performances by a lot of them. They just showed like a clip, and it was like, yep, nope, yep, nope, nope. And so you didn't really feel like, as a viewer, that you got the full picture. And you felt kind of like manipulated into picking.
Well, look, television is all about manipulation.
I know, but it didn't seem like that in other years. It seemed worse this year because other years, at least they would show the whole audition. And this year they didn't. They were showing little clips, and some of them they didn't even show them at all. They just showed like a silent video of them, and coming out and then walking off, like meeting the guests, meeting the judges. So it just, something isn't right. The synergy isn't right this season for all of that. And they also changed the way the voting took place this year. Now, at first I thought it was better because in the past you had to dial in a special number, possibly incur roaming charges or, depending on what kind of a phone system.
Message charges.
Message charges, whatever kind of a system you had, it might have cost you money. And if you didn't have the right kind of phone or the right kind of connection, you couldn't vote. This year, they allowed voting online. So there are many different avenues that you could vote for. And at first I thought that was good because it gave more people a voice. What happened is they allowed 10 votes for each name.
For each contestant.
Each contestant. So
you could vote theoretically 10 times for that person.
Yes, and people did. They just went online.
That sounds like something they do in Texas.
Well, they would go online and they would just like on the Facebook one. Yeah. What you did was you signed on to the American Idol voting Facebook group or whatever, and you would type in the name of the person you were voting for. So people would write Hannah, 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 Hannah 10 times.
Yeah.
Then they would go, Keela, 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 and they would just do 10 votes. To me, what's the benefit of that? Just one vote, one per person.
Thank you. You should not be able to vote 10 times for the same person on the same night.
Yeah. To me, it's meaningless. One vote, one person, end of story. That's what I says.
Yeah.
And the other thing was they were allowing the voting to begin at the very start of the show, before anybody even performed that night. They could have sucked that night, but because that's your favorite, you're going to go in and type, Jordan, Jordan, Jordan.
Do you think viewers have the ability to judge individual performances rather than just saying Jordan, Jordan, Jordan? It's like, I'm going to vote for Jordan no matter what. Or do you think viewers en masse can say, well, I don't know, she was all right last week, but boy, she kind of blew it this way. I don't know if I want to vote now.
But I think they should be put in that position.
They should be. They should be.
And I think that using this method negates that possibility, and people were just voting before they even saw. I mean, they could have really gone down the tubes. Most of them did not. I mean, they all put in excellent performances. I think
they want the voting to occur during the show.
Yes.
Because it's engagement, it's viewer engagement.
They should do it during the show, but they should not be allowed to vote before the person that they're voting for has performed. Like, it should be locked out until Jordan does his song. Okay, now you can vote for Jordan. Now, Hannah comes up. You couldn't vote for Hannah while you were voting for Jordan, but now that Hannah has finished her song, hers gets unlocked.
Now, what if they waited for like the last, I don't know, 10 minutes of the show and said, okay, now it is time to vote. We're going to unlock. If you try voting during the first 50 minutes of the show,
right?
Up to the last, that last commercial break, your vote will not register. Okay, last commercial break is over. We're coming up on the end of the show. Time to vote. And we will give you until 12 midnight or something, or, some
right.
time, at which time the voting will close down. I think I would rather see that.
I would, but the drawback to that is then you have to wait till the next week before.
All right, well, now now you have a good reason for tuning in next week. Did my horse win?
Yeah. I guess so. I guess that might be a good idea. But at any rate, the whole voting thing has been a mishmash this season. The last episode that just aired, in addition to all this other stuff, they brought in the Dancing with the Stars, folks.
Okay, once again, this is television network executives who constantly have to meddle with the show. If you want to take a good TV show and screw it up, bring in the network executives because they are all about synergy. Synergy is the big thing because television is a desperate medium now. People are leaving television in droves to go to YouTube, to go to Netflix, to go to other services. They're really struggling. So there is this panic. Well, for God's sake, somebody come up with something. We got to retain viewership. Idol is doing well, but Dancing with the Stars isn't, or vice versa. Mm. Well, you know what? It's like when they have, the show about cops and they do a night where they merge it with the show about firefighters.
Yeah.
And ABC does this all the time. I find them to be particularly egregious. Stop messing with the show.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have a dance show mixed in with a show about singing.
Again, they were making a big deal. Oh, we're going to have Dancing with the Stars. And what they did was they had these dancers doing their dance moves in the background of the American Idol singer, which is kind of how it should be. I mean, because this is American Idol. It's not Dancing with the Stars. But they were so in the background that, to me, there was no point in having them.
It just so reeks of network tampering. Well, let's figure out a way that we could put on, hey, here's an idea. What if we did some of the stuff from the old Ed Sullivan show? Remember Ed Sullivan when you were growing up? And we could have the American Idols singing front and center on stage, and we could have a guy in the background spinning plates on sticks. Don't you think that would be...
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would really get us some viewers. Look, network exec, stay the hell out of this. Stop the insanity, as that woman used to say.
Now, overall, you have to look at the success of the winners. And in the very beginning,
yes,
a lot of them went on to recording contracts. They became recording artists. They gained some fame. They even gained a career out of it.
Right, like Carrie Underwood.
Right.
And Clay Aikens.
Right, Jennifer Hudson. Mandisa. There were a lot of people that have now are names that you recognize and you know. But in recent years, I can't even remember who won.
I'm willing to bet that most of our listeners and viewers cannot remember recent winners.
And then you get confused between, well, did they win or were they second runner-up? Because sometimes the second runner-ups did better than the actual winners. Like, is it Katie McPhee? She was a runner-up, but she went on to, I think she'd been on Broadway, and she had some other successes, and she wasn't even a winner. So I think that the fact that the successes have been dwindling is also a red flag for the show.
It's not giving birth to a lot of mega stars.
Right, and I think it's a red flag for the show.
It's a red flag for the show only if it affects ratings and revenue.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I don't think the network really gives a flying F as to whether you become the next Jennifer Hudson or not. How did we perform in the Nielsen's? And what was the profitability of the show?
The network may not, but you're selling a dream when you're selling this show. And you're selling a dream to the people out there that want just a chance to be heard, to have the chance at that recording contract that maybe they would never have living out in Jackass Flats, Iowa. So in that regard, the dream is meaningless if nobody has any success out of it.
We are asking you, if you're an Idol fan, and comment below. For God's sake, very few people comment on our show. Mm-hmm. And
they talk to us afterwards.
They talk to us afterwards. I remember we did the show on interior design where I totally trashed subway tiles. And it turns out that my next door neighbor's son is an interior designer, and he has them in his home in New York. And he pulled up in his car and he was like, I got to talk to you about those nasty comments that you made about subway tiles. You said you were looking for the urine smell because it reminded you of the city subways. Like, I don't like what you said. So comment below. If you like stuff that we say, give us a comment. If you don't like stuff that we say, give us a comment, because we really want your engagement.
Right.
And we want to know, how do you feel about American Idol? Are you going to keep watching it? Do you agree with us that this show has jumped the shark, or do you think it's
wrong?
Do you think we're full of crap, as most people think we are?
So like and subscribe, please, at the very least.
Yep.
And comment if possible.
Remember, it costs you nothing to be a subscriber and give us a like.
Do all the things.
Do the right thing.
Help a bunch of old people out.
Until next time, for the Sonic Boomers, I'm Pete.
And I'm Maureen.
We'll see you later.
Bye.